I'm recording, but I want you guys to see my intro loop that I made. And I really have way too much fun with Canva whenever I'm bored. It's a coping skill that I use when my mind is just racing. And I love it. I don't care how professional it looks. I don't give a crap about how professional I look. I'm not a professional yet. When you're a professional, you have people who do this for you. I do that intro stuff or cutting out my pictures and sticking them with graphics. I do that for fun and artistic expression, and I love it. And nobody is ever going to tell me that it's not professional and not. It's fun. If what we do or why we play music is not to bring others joy, is not to have fun, then you are missing the point, my friend. Okay, I'm gonna transition my OBS so you can see. Hi, how are you? I sent out some teasers to all the social media things to let you know that my project for this year is going to be sharing loads of information about each platform as I've experienced it, as I know it, to kind of save you some time in figuring out what's going to work for you. I stumbled across this amazing website last night that kind of backed up a lot of my theories that I have um, come up with and kind of harnessed out of my own instinct as I was learning this stuff. I want to tell you, first of all, I worked side by side with somebody for well over a year to build my artist page, to build my platforms. They showed me how to use social media and how to use the tools that were given without having to wade through meta manuals, try to find the user guides, all of that stuff. I have worked in libraries for a long time, and I know how hard it is to locate information and how overwhelmed you can get. If you have ADHD like me, you get sidetracked real easily and go off on left field, and then you forget what it was you were trying to do. So I'm with you on that. I tell my team one platform at a time and 3 platforms at the most. At the most. You have tools that are very useful, and I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you what I've done with them. But the first one I want to talk about, the first thing I was asked whenever I said, I want to play live again, I want to do this, the first thing someone asked me for is, do you have a mix? Do you have a mix? Have you made a mix? Do you have a way to record? These are necessary if you want to play out anywhere or even online. You have to have a way to do it. So equipment is kind of a must. There's a few places where you can get equipment and pay it out. So real quick, Sweetwater, I know, is a place that you can finance equipment, but, and this might make you laugh, but I instruct people to go to Facebook Marketplace where you can get an amazing deal on somebody's breakup. And I say this in all joking. but it is so true. You can find the best deals on brand new equipment as a result of someone breaking up, which is sad. I know it's sad, but it's good for you. Take advantage. I feel bad saying that, but take advantage of Facebook Marketplace. Take advantage of people selling their equipment when they're having a hard time. Take advantage of those options, because secondhand equipment, you can often find it super cheap, way loads cheaper than buying it new. And most of the time, Pioneer equipment holds up with time. It's really good stuff. So, I always suggest, if you're looking for equipment and you're in the market for equipment, it doesn't have to be the latest and greatest straight off the bat. I personally don't want to spend that much money on crazy equipment that is brand new and like the newest technology and stuff. If you have that kind of money, by all means. Most people don't. Most people do not. And there's no shame in that. What you need to do is get on Marketplace when you got a couple $1,000 saved up, 2,000 or under is what you're looking for. Find somebody who does not know what that equipment is worth and snatch it up as quick as possible. I did this with my partner Big Tex, and we found him the best deal. And what he did is he sent me ads as he was looking, as he was scrolling through every day. He sent me ads. I told him, that's a good deal. That's not a good deal. Take that. Try to get a hold of that person now. So that's how we found his equipment. And so if you have somebody who is a little bit further in the game than you are, always, say, hey, I'm looking for equipment. Do you know anybody? Can you steer me in the right direction? Do you mind if I send you what I'm finding so you can tell me, just give me some feedback? That's the best way to do it. So hit up your friends, find some equipment and a way to record it, because you need to have an example of your music up somewhere. And the first thing I did was somebody suggested Mixcloud, so I got on Mixcloud, uploaded a mix. I started off with a tiny DJ controller hooked up to my computer. I recorded through Rekordbox with a pro account. You can record, it goes straight to Mixcloud, track list and everything. I did that and I got kind of addicted to it, to be honest. And Mixcloud has ended up being my biggest tool in my networking and my getting to know people. It is what got me started. And it wasn't just because I was addicted to it and I put a mix up every week. It was all about my journey as an artist. So say you're wanting to start DJing and you're wanting to tell people your story. Tell people your story. Show them how you progress. We're all human. Your mix doesn't have to be perfect. That shows that you're human, that you're a real live person mixing it. That is some of the best advice I ever got. Plus, I would upload a mix. I would listen to it all week, over and over, as I was working, and I could hear the mistakes. I got to a point where I could hear it and I could go back and do it better next time. It's such a great learning tool. And once you do that on a regular basis, like I did, I didn't even know what I was doing at the time, but I was submitting a mix 1, 2, 3, sometimes a week, because like I said, I was addicted to it. But I was building an algorithm. I was building a strength inside that platform that I didn't even know what I was doing at the time. If you are consistent, if you put a mix in at least once a week on the same day, even better. Find out what day you get the most response from that mix, or the most likes or reposts or interest. Say your friends are going out on Friday night, they like to listen to music on the way to the club. That's when your mix gets played the most. You're going to want to put that mix up on Thursday. You have 7 days when you put the mix up for it to chart. And here is your lesson for today. I personally lost track, and I'm not saying this to gloat. I'm not, I promise. It was a growth tool for me. I don't know how many number ones I've had on Mixcloud, but I will tell you, it's over 10. 10 number one global mixes. People used to give me a hard time about this because I was so consistent about putting a mix up on Mixcloud and then sharing that mix link out to another tool in my tool belt, which is Facebook groups. Find the groups for the genre, the subgenre you're doing, the progressive house. I'm going to do a progressive house mix. I'm in a progressive house group. I'm going to share it with my friends there. And that group is global, right? It's a big group. Hopefully, and some groups like that on Facebook. Your mix goes from, hi, I have this mix, check it out, to, I just met somebody from Sweden. There's people in Mexico, Africa. There's people in countries I can't even pronounce listening to my mixes. That is sick. That is awesome. That is how you spread your wings and grow. Now, I suggest Facebook groups, and it's such a big tool because not only are you going to share your music if the group allows it, when you join a group, it's going to have like a list of rules. We don't do self-promotion here. Nah. Or, hey, this is all about learning this, and it's not for mixes or Twitch streams or whatever. That's not what you need. What you need is a Facebook group that allows you to share your music and your mixes and post. And it also has lots of information. You want to look for a group that is active. 2, 3, 4 posts a day. More than that, the better. The bigger the group, the better. It's kind of like casting out a fishing reel and hoping that you get a bite. So, Mixcloud on a regular basis, preferably on the same day each week. Find out what day works for you best and for your fans, for your community that you're going to start growing. You got 7 days to hit the charts. Here is how you do it. You are going to, once you start being consistent, you strengthen your account. You have 7 days. Make sure that in the tags, like for me, I'm going to pull up drum and bass. Okay, this mix that I have, for example, is jungle heavy. So I'm going to put jungle in there. I'm going to put drum and bass. I'm going to put D&B. I'm going to put, it's also got like, say, kind of like an atmospheric drop off at the end. You put atmospheric, liquid drum and bass. You got 5 tags that you can put on that mix. And you can change those throughout those 7 days, if you want to try to hit in another chart, um, or chart in a different area. For some reason, the powers that be, there's no liquid funk tag on drum and bass mixes, which is so frustrating to me. I have sent them some letters asking why, but I was always like charting in neurofunk, and my stuff was not that heavy at the time. So I didn't really understand that, but I had looked it up, and technically liquid funk, neurofunk, I don't know how, but I was aiming for the right people. It didn't matter. What happened was when I started playing drum and bass, I charted on Mixcloud charts immediately because of my process, because I upload the mix, sent it out. Before I did drum and bass, I did house, I did some other styles. I learned a whole bunch of different things. Drum and bass hit for me. That's when I knew that I had that. Not only did I love it so much, I mean, I truly have, it's like a part of me now. Not only did I love it so much, but it hit immediately on Mixcloud. I had 3 number ones in a row, and I started popping off on the drum and bass charts like crazy. And this simple thing of staying consistent, tagging it and sending it out to Facebook groups, sending it out to my friends, this simple thing of really, really wanting to develop my Mixcloud, show people my journey as an artist. And I had been doing that for about a year before I started doing drum and bass. No, I take that back. It was probably like 6 months, and then I started doing drum and bass. This skyrocketed my growth on that platform in such a way that I met some really key people in my life that are still in my life today. I met Tim Parantu from Rolled Up Records, picked me up off Mixcloud charts and reached out to me on Facebook before they started Rolled Up Records and asked if he could send his promos to me. That was huge for me. Secondly, I met Mike Capelli. Mikey Capelli works with the RTDF raveradio.com crew in New York. Brought me onto that as soon as they started doing things on a regular basis. I have met some of the most influential people because of those two that I met through Mixcloud. That is networking. You will network using the tools that I'm going to show you. But I know a lot about Mixcloud. If you want, and this is all written on Mixcloud, by the way, all of these like guide points to help you do better or help your mix go further, it's all in the guides that are available to you. You get more points on a mix if you can get a mix heard further away from you. And it also counts how long people are listening to your mix. If they just listen to a few minutes and just drop it, it doesn't count. It counts, but not as much. It holds more weight if they listen all the way through. So a 4-hour mix is, you don't want to do that. Like, hour and a half, 2 hours. You're good. What are some other things? I always ask my friends to like my page, repost my mix, Commenting is huge. And if the people who are liking, posting, commenting um, on your mix have high numbers, like for instance, I guess I'm kind of mid-range on Mixcloud. My number count, I think it's like 690 something followers. And I should be doing more with my Mixcloud right now, but I'm not. I've been unemployed for a while and I can't pro it right now. I have 310 mixes on Mixcloud. I've put a lot of work into that platform since the beginning. And so, cool thing about it is if you ever have to do this, if you ever become unemployed, kind of having a financial struggle or whatever, and you need to let something go for a little bit, it doesn't disappear. It's put in your drafts. And then when you can come back and hit up Mixcloud Pro again, you can release all your mixes. You can like bring them back over so that your friends have access to all the music you have to offer. So just word to the experience wise. But the further